There we go. Hey everyone. So we're gonna get our guest on right in a minute. Hey, poor Marty. Just to let you know, we're getting our guest on in a minute. I know you're a part of our festival, so it's good to see you here. But in the meantime, for anyone else, hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
How
Hey,
are you?
Alex.
Hi.
I'm good.
Finally, nice to
I'm
meet
out
you.
here in the streets. I'm in the streets, baby.
All right,
I'm out here.
cool.
Oh, let me show you guys one thing. Can I flip
Yeah,
this?
show us, show us.
Look at this. Do you see the rainbow out here in Atlanta, guys?
No, I
Look at
see
the.
it. I
It's
see
actually a
it.
double rainbow, man. Look at that.
That's
Oh, look
crazy.
at that. Oh
Is it
my
raining hard over
God,
there?
right? Yes, baby. It was raining hard right before I came out of class, but wow, I just had to show you guys that rainbow real quick.
It's been raining for like 2 weeks straight here in New York, which is
Whoa,
great, but
really?
also it would be nice to have some sun.
You're right. They're right. Can we get some sun? Well, we got some sun and some rain and a rainbow.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
But yeah, so basically, I wanted to introduce our event a little bit. We are the Art of Movie Making Film Festival. What we
Mhm.
do is we celebrate the behind the scenes aspects of filmmakers at our summit in Atlanta on June 20th to 22nd. If you don't know where to
Right.
find us, you can find links on our site and make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all the platforms, all that stuff. So, getting that out of the way, I wanted to ask you, how did your career start?
That's so crazy that you would ask me that because my career started in voiceover very unorthodox. How about this? So unorthodox. I was doing voiceover, getting paid for it, writing scripts and raps and all kind of stuff like that before I even knew the industry actually existed. So imagine getting involved in an industry that you don't know actually exists, being successful at it, finding out it exists. 2007, I found out it actually exists. Then I just started going really hard after I found out it
What
existed.
were those
But
first steps that you took in order
so,
to get to 2007?
well, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I didn't take to get into voiceover. I took no steps because I was not attempting to get into it. I didn't even know the industry existed. I'm gonna say it like that. So I'm gonna say how I started was so unorthodox because I rap. I write lyrics, I rap. I've been doing it since young days, like meaning like high school type of thing. I was involved in music and dance and stuff like that between elementary and middle school. And then doing those things kind of just made me more acclimated to just working with my voice. Went to TV and radio broadcasting school and expanded on learning more about the business, just the business of music, entertainment, TV, and these things. And because of my interest in that, doing radio as a personality, also which includes the back behind the scenes stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like editing and, creating commercials and different advertisements and whatever the case may be, um, kind of gets you in that mode of using your voice. So basically, what ended up happening is from me doing radio is when I got introduced into the voiceover industry, but I didn't even know I was getting introduced into the voiceover industry. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even know it was a thing. So it's difficult for me to tell a person, well, these are the steps I took to get in voiceover because I didn't even know it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? But when I did learn it was a thing, although I had been doing it, I just used to call it before I knew it was a thing and I was doing it and getting paid for it. I just called it doing radio commercials. But voiceover is so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about sounding good on a radio commercial or writing a script for a radio commercial. It's about all the things that, hold on, I'm at the train station,
Yeah, no worries.
bus station. So it's about voiceover is about all of the things that people's voices get used for. So it goes from so much further than just voiceover for radio commercials. You have TV, you have narration for documentary films, which I've also done that. You have audiobooks. You have this thing called MOH, which is music on hold, like all the stuff that you hear, like when you're paying your bills or you're calling up to get some information about something and you hear an on-hold message, you're calling your doctor's office, that's MOH, right? So doing all of these different elements that are incorporated into the use of the voice is the voiceover industry. So that's kind of how I ended up expounding on it when I realized, oh shit, this is an actual industry. You're actually in an industry like for real. Like you got to know more about this. So when I reached out to, after finding it out, I reached out to a guy that I've known since I was going to broadcasting school for TV and radio, named Rick Hardy. And basically, I started basically just kind of asking him, hey man, put me in on this voiceover thing, like give me some information. And he started putting me, like getting me acclimated to the people, the different areas you want to touch on so that you can get more knowledge. He actually created during that time frame, he had started coming up with an idea of like a social network type of site, but not really social network, but we could call it that for people in the voiceover industry. You know what I'm saying? And it's called Voiceover Universe. I think he may still have it. He had it on a Ning network. If you guys are familiar with Ning networks, Ning networks, you know, he had on there. So it's like it incorporated uh, a lot of folks who were involved in the voiceover industry, but not just on like a lower level of just getting started, but people who are like been doing it, like the people you hear every day on TV, you know what I'm saying, on radio, you know, on movie trailers and stuff like that, you know, big films that are documentary films and stuff like that. So with all of that, I got an opportunity to learn way more in that space because I had a chance to touch everyone. Had the opportunity, one of the top, back then they called them what, like the top 5 or the top 10 or whatever, voiceover, people in voiceover. His name was Don LaFontaine. You may be familiar because he was.
That sounds a little familiar, yeah.
Because Don LaFontaine, when he was still with us in the physical, he was the most contracted actor in SAG and AFTRA. You know what I'm saying? Because of doing the voice work. You know what I'm saying? I had an opportunity to connect with him where my first actual, I'm going to say, voiceover demo after learning, hey, this is a thing, you know, in 2007, I let him listen to it. Now, of course, during that time, it was kind of mixed up all over the place. I had English and Spanish on there because I do English and Spanish voiceovers in those languages. And, but he gave me a really good feedback, like, and it's crazy because it happened. I got the feedback right before he ended up getting sick, you know, but he just really gave me lots of accolades. I also had an opportunity to meet up and do voiceover workshop with his partner in crime, so to speak, when they were doing voiceover and acclimating everyone to how to do the voiceover thing and whatnot. His name was Don Morrow. I don't know if you're familiar with Don Morrow, because he's also in that ranking with Don LaFontaine. Like they used to like bounce things off of each other as far as voiceover is concerned. But I got a chance to do a voiceover workshop with him in 2008. Imagine from 2007 learning about the industry, I just was on gas. Like I never got off the gas, man. I was just ooh. So in 2008, I ended up doing a workshop with Don Morrow, and it was in Sacramento. I was living in Miami at the time, and they were so floored about me coming out there. They were like, "Oh my gosh, you know, can you write a little newsletter? Can you, you know, you're like the only person that's coming so far." So I ended up paying for one workshop. They comped me the second workshop. I was like, okay. So I ended up doing 2 workshops. Got in really good with Don Morrow, and the vibe was so great, man. It was just crazy, and I want to say that being able to excel so quickly, it was something that is not always, you know, available to people, because when you get into, because what I noticed is that people who were took, like what you asked me in the beginning, that took steps to get into the voiceover industry, the level that they're on is not the same level that I'm on. So
Mhm.
the what I give to my clients is a different vibe than what other voice actors who started and took the steps to get into voiceover did. So, and the other part is because I'm an artist as well. I write songs, and I
Mhm.
rap, I sing. I have those abilities. So whatever I'm doing is going to be on a different level than just the average person just doing voiceover. You know, I bring a different thing to the table. I bring a creative aspect to the table. And then, of course, with my voice, because of me doing what I do on the music
Mhm.
side of things, it's not the same as like your average, what we call standard voiceover person, even though I can do that stuff too. And I will say that that has helped me so much, and the uniqueness of my voice has helped me so much go so far so quick once I found out voiceover industry was a thing. So yeah, so that's how I got my start. Totally, like I said, unorthodox, nothing like average.
Yeah, that sounds great. So we're kind of on a short time limit. I want to thank
Yeah.
you for your time. If you could introduce yourself a little bit, since we didn't do that in the beginning, that would be
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
And yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So, hey everybody, my name is Denise Nelson, aka Denise Nelson Voiceovers, aka Lady Most Dangerous. That's the LADIE. Don't ask me about the why, baby. That's me, and I
There
am
we
a
go.
professional global voice actress. You can check me out on Instagram, Lady Most Dangerous, Denise Nelson VO, and that's that.
All right,
Or
cool.
Google me, baby. I'm all over the
I
web.
totally thank you. Peace
Peace. Looking forward
out.
to the panel, for the
Yeah,
voiceover
totally.
panel.
We'll see you there. You guys got to show
Okay.
up.
Thank
No
you so much. Y'all have a
problem.
good one.
Bye.
Love.